how I handle me. I'm happy, bro. I just don't want to go down. I didn't do nothing wrong. I know. It's okay. I just like y'all did everything y'all could. I'm not gonna say nothing. I just want to just be free. Thank you. You guys are the best out there. I promise I won't say nothing. This shit is hurting. I promise I won't call nobody or nothing. Y'all got it on tape. Everything's fine.
Do you need to see one of our supervisors?
I don't think.
So want me to go ahead and cancel that supervisor?
Cancel everything. I'm happy that you guys handle it. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys.
All right, you're free to leave.
All right, thank you.
We're gonna make a business card. If you want to wait for it, you can.
I got it.
Hunter Tennis Crew, what's going on, everybody? Welcome, y'all. Make sure y'all please hit that like button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend, tell a friend. And welcome to Mental Health Mondays, y'all. This is another new segment I'm implementing here. I've been wanting to do, like some motivational pieces, or just maybe some segments focusing on mental health, whether it just be bringing awareness to it, or maybe sharing some some experiences with mental health and things like that, or things that we see in the media or social media regarding mental health. So I'll be bringing these segments to you guys on Mondays. All right. So as you can see by that first clip that I showed there, that is Ray J. Actually, he was detained. But however, he was released. But he was detained by police officers due to an escalated situation, escalated meeting he and Princess had, his ex-wife. So again, they've always given me when they were in love, they were in love. Like, things like that. When they were, when they showed signs of being into each other on a show on Love and Hip Hop, they were for each other and things like that. But when they had their disagreements or their falling outs, we saw the level of toxicity throughout that relationship, and we actually see it play out a bit on the TV screen. So to see them going through these issues and things like that, it's kind of not surprising because of how they were on the show. But it's actually escalated since they've been on the show. Being that they've got married and have children since then. And let's not forget also, Ray J recorded a situation where he was trying to pick up the children, and Princess did not want to speak to him. Princess was locked in her bedroom, and Ray J was trying to I guess calm the kids or soothe the kids or explain to them why he couldn't be there. So he recorded himself explaining why he had to leave to the children. I had some mixed emotions about it. A lot of people had mixed emotions about it. Like, why are you recording this on social media? These are your children. It kind of seemed like he was gaslighting the children a bit. Some people said, well, Ray J's just protecting himself and things like that because the law tends to side in favor of the mother versus the father. So that was that situation. So this was just recent that Ray J was detained again. Like I said, he and Princess had a heated exchange, but however, he was released, so he wasn't arrested or anything like that. And again, we can possibly speculate because of his status, because of his notoriety, because of his celebrity status. This is why he's able to, go free. So it's so quickly, or we can maybe suppose or maybe speculate that there's some type of mental illness or maybe even or substance abuse within their relationship. But there's some form of toxicity when it comes to Ray J and Princess. There's some form of it. That it just seems like they're not able to co-parent. It seems like when they, anytime they're, meeting now post marriage, it's just always turning into a heated exchange. So I hope they can definitely get some type of counseling for that, or get some type of mediation, or get some things in place. Maybe they need to have a court appointed, liaison to do an exchange when they want to, get their kids, or, give visitation and things like that. I'm not too sure, but something needs to be done, because they seem to have this is kind of becoming, somewhat of a pattern, that they have heated exchanges whenever they meet up in regards to their children. But I led with that to go into, I wanted to also talk about another situation that's kind of circulating through social media. And again, trigger warning, because this is a very graphic, it's a very sensitive clip that I'm going to play. And I wanted to bring attention to this matter because we can definitely see clear signs of mental illness in this relationship with this gentleman and his child's mother. His name is Rico Cash, and he actually recorded himself, recorded his child's mother, allegedly stealing money from the child's piggy bank, stealing money from the bank account. So he was just at his wit's end. He was frustrated. They were having a heated argument that turned physical, and the child was in the presence of, while they were arguing. So the child was present during the argument. So again, I want to give a trigger warning. This clip is very upsetting. It's very sad. I feel bad for all three parties, especially the child, because the child is innocent, and this is the child's mother and father arguing like this in front of this child, which is very unfortunate. So let's get into this clip, y'all, because also I want to point out, a lot of people, are saying, why record this for social media and things like that. And a lot of people, which as I started watching this clip more and I read, the bio and things like that, I feel as though he did the right thing by recording to protect himself. And I'm going to tell you guys why after the clip. So y'all get into this clip for me real quick, all right? And y'all make sure you're smashing that like button. All right, y'all. I'll be right back.
I'll pick it up.
No, go check it.
No, check on your dog.
It's calling for you, you stupid bitch.
Yep, y'all saw that, didn't y'all?
Go post something in your chat, bitch. That's all you do.
That's all I do. All you do is steal from the person taking care of your child. Daddy buying you a new one with the money that mama stole.
Come here, baby. Hey, it broke. Remember yesterday it fell?
I know it. You see what you did to your child?
You.
No, you stole. You see what you doing to your child? You hit me after I caught you stealing. Yep.
Oh, you didn't choke me. You didn't do none of that.
I had to stop doing that. You just hit her fucking child. Let go of my child. You just hit Jordan. You just hit Jordan. I got a fucking video. I got you get on video. You hit Jordan, bro. Go check on your fucking. It's crazy. Shit's crazy. Got my daughter in the back seat while I'm driving. She want to keep hopping on me.
You should have fucking
cars passing in traffic. Could have hit them. Could have hit cars passing in traffic. She don't give a fuck about my daughter's life. You don't give a fuck about my daughter's life. Because you don't give a fuck about yours. Because you don't give a fuck about your life. You don't give a fuck about my daughter's. Oh, you is?
Mm-hmm. You don't believe me?
Gotta keep it on video. Got my daughter in the back seat with her. Get off me. Get off me. My daughter is in the back seat. Get off me. I've been driving.
Quit videoing.
Quit videoing what? So you keep hitting me? So you keep hitting me? And try to button me on shit? Get away from me.
Hit me first.
Yeah. So, like I said, that clip was very graphic. That clip was very disheartening. It was very sad to hear that child crying, in the midst of her parents arguing, getting physical, using profanity and things like that. Just the level of toxicity in the air in between that dynamic and that relationship screams mental illness. Screams, what's happening here now. Again, Rico Cash is his name, and he was accusing his child's mother of stealing money from the child's piggy bank. I'm assuming that's in the home, and also he went into a detailed explanation that she also stole money out of the child's bank account as well. And to me, again, that's another red flag. It's screaming mental illness / maybe some type of substance abuse, because you are taking from your own child. You know what I mean? And that's just giving me a clear sign you're not in your right mind. But I said that I was more in favor that he recorded this situation in this instance that day, because she was given that she was in a manic state. She was given that she was in, a very hypersensitive, a hyper manic state. And, she was even getting physically aggressive with him, even with the child in, between the two. She was still getting physically aggressive with him. She's getting physically aggressive with him in the backseat of a car while he's driving, with their child in the car, hitting him, distracting him, keeping his eyes off the road. He's having to block her, blows. She's covering his eyes. She's jumping on his head. That's so unsafe for that child. And I really think he more so wanted to record this incident to protect himself. Because had I not seen it, some people may go, well, she's a female. How can she hurt you? She's a female. How hard could she hit you? Things like that. Sometimes people say things like that. And it's unfortunate that people do, but some people do say things like that. And let's be clear, men can also be victims of domestic violence as well. It's not just women. Men can be victims of domestic violence as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I can't confirm or deny if he actually put his physical hands on this woman. She claims that he did allegedly. I can't confirm or deny it. However, I can only confirm what my eyes saw. And I see this woman putting her hands on this man while he is operating a vehicle with her child in the backseat. She has no regard for his life, no regard for her own life, no regard for her child's life, and no regard for anyone else on that road, which screams mental illness to me. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, how come he just doesn't leave her and just leave the whole situation, this, that, and the third, get rid of her and just move on and take his child and move on. And after I read his caption on his social media, on his Instagram, his social media post, it kind of gave a bit of clarity as to maybe one of the reasons why he hasn't left her so quickly, or he's not able to. He may not be in a position to. And I'll read that post to you. So it says here, I didn't want to post this because I don't want people seeing how vulnerable my daughter was. But this is the victim, and that's in quotation marks. Alicia, and I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. Alicia Tate tries to pretend to be. She's constantly stole my money out of our daughter's piggy bank. That I put. I'm sorry, he kind of typed that a little bit off. That I put money in. That I put money in, not her. Okay, so he's like talking like a conversation. I got it. Okay, so he said that I put money in, not her. She stole her income tax money this year that I put in Journey's bank account every time. I just want to give my daughter everything and have her future set up, while the mama, who's in quotation marks, wants to steal it all. I've lost everything due to the mother, in quotation marks, due to the mother of a child. It breaks my heart that my daughter says my daddy don't got a house no more. It took me 2 years of trying to finally, and he emphasizes finally. It took me 2 years of trying to finally get somebody to accept me to rent from them due to from me being a felon. So when I'm glad I read this whole entire caption, because at first I was just like, well, how doesn't he just leave? I would just drive to the nearest precinct. I would, drive to the courts, try to get, sole custody of my child, try to get a restraining order out on her. That may be an obstacle for this man because he's a felon. Obviously, he's had, a situation with the law that might deter him from, going to them, reaching out to them for help. He may not be believed. Possibly because of his status as a felon. He might, that might affect, his parental rights and things like that. I'm just speculating at this point, but I'm just maybe saying possibly that's one of the reasons why he hasn't really leaped out there and jumped out the window and completely left this woman. But absolutely something needs to be done, because this child is growing up witnessing, this domestic violence, this mental and emotional and physical abuse, a toxic environment. This is not conducive to her upbringing and her development as a young lady. She's going to grow up thinking that violence is the answer in a relationship. That's going to turn into her new normal. And that's very unfortunate. It really is. It's very unfortunate. And, I tried to look, see if he had anything else posted regarding this video, but I haven't seen it. But I do know it's going viral right now. And he's getting, it seems to me, I'm reading it through the comments, it seems like he's getting, some mixed emotions, mixed reactions. For the majority of the part, people are appalled that she is putting her hands on him. For the majority of the part, people are appalled that, that she is physically being violent towards him. But I don't think everyone saw the last portion of his post that he's a felon, and no one's tying that into maybe that's why it's not as easy for him to get custody, maybe full custody, or even to leave her, because he just said it finally took him 2 years for someone to want to rent a home or a space to a felon. A lot of people, especially private properties, especially people that do credit checks, buildings or real estate agencies and things like that, when they run credit checks, if they see that you're a felon, 9 times out of 10 they won't rent to you. So he would have to maybe go, into someone's home, a private home, things like that. A lot of management companies do not want to rent to felons because they just want to avoid the problems altogether. Regardless of the crime, once they see felon, that turns into a red flag. So it's really, really sad, and it's really, really unfortunate that he's going through this. And my heart goes out to that little girl, and our thoughts and prayers go out to her. And I hope he's able to, throughout this clip going viral on social media, I hope, a social worker, an advocate of some sort, or some type of legal advocate is able to reach out to him to give him some type of representation, or at least give him the tools, how to navigate the situation, because that little girl has to be out of that situation. That's not healthy for her at all. And if you heard the first portion of the clip, she's the child's mother is getting so manic and so violent, and just all she can see is tunnel vision, see red with him. She's lunging at her own child and possibly hurting her own child to get to him. They could have had a God forbid, a bad car accident. She's, gripping his eyes, gripping his face, blinding him, distracting him from the road. That's severely unsafe. So that again screams mental illness, it screams toxicity, and again for the mere fact that she's stealing money from the bank account and from the child's piggy bank in the home, it screams substance abuse to me. And I really, really wish him all the best in my heart and prayers and thoughts about him. I just hope you come across an advocate, you come across a social worker of some sort, someone that works in some type of agency with children, someone that works in, like the law enforcement or the legal field, can give you the proper tools on where to go, some type of advocacy group, or maybe, recommend some, legal representation to help you gain custody of your child. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's completely innocent or he hasn't done anything. I just hope whatever's in the best interest of that child, that happens. But that situation right there is not in the best interest of that child at all. That was heartbreaking to watch. It really, really was. And I had to really, really get myself get my headspace in a clearer space before I watched it again. Because I couldn't believe what I was watching. I really thought it was like, I'm not even gonna lie, I thought it was like, like a lot of people do these skits for social media, or like a what would you do situation if this happened. I really didn't know like this was this was really happening. Someone just really seeing red, lunging at, another parent or their partner, and in the midst of it, willing to hurt their own child to do it. It was just shocking to me. It really was. So yeah, again, like I said, I wish him all the best, and I'll keep you guys updated. If I see any updates regarding this story, again, like I said, it's going viral right now throughout social media. So hopefully, again, like I said, the right people will reach out to him, the right people get a hold of this clip. They reach out to him, DM him, and give him the right tools and resources, that'll help put his daughter in a safe environment. You know what I mean? And hopefully the child's mother gets the help that she needs as well, because she is her mother at the end of the day. And that wouldn't be safe. I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving my child with her by herself. If she gets an attitude or gets upset or gets manic, who knows what she would do to that child. I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving my child with her alone. I wouldn't. And that might be another reason why he's still there. He's afraid to leave his child with her by herself. But either way, it's unfortunate all around. It's unfortunate he has to deal with that. It's unfortunate that mother is dealing with that mentally. And it's unfortunate that child is witnessing that. It's really, really sad. But y'all throw some prayer hands in the chat for that entire family, especially for that child, especially for that baby. Y'all throw some prayer hands in the chat. But we're going to switch gears, y'all. We're going to switch gears. And speaking of prayer hands, we're going to switch gears. And thoughts and prayers go out to the mental health of a person that actually, thank goodness, did not end their own life today in Pennsylvania. And the reason why this clip is going viral is because Wallo of Philadelphia, Gillian Wallo, one of the podcasters from $1 Million Worth of Game, he actually was on that bridge with that person and actually, helped talk them out of ending their lives. And again, that person could have been suffering from schizophrenia, depression, bipolar disorder. That's some form of mental illness, to want to end, want to end your own life. And again, trigger warning to this as well. We don't see the person that he's speaking with, but we do see Wallo, talking to the person and trying to get, calm the person down to avoid them hurting themselves. So let's get into this clip, y'all.
Look at Wallo. Wallo out there trying to save the man. Look at Wallo trying to save the man. Nigga about to jump. Wallo trying to save him.
So, and again, shout out to Wallo for not only walking the walk. Well, not only talking the talk, but walking the walk. Wallo and Gilly, I love their podcast, and shout out to them. And I'm going to put the link in the description of this video. I love how they really, reach out physically to help people. I love how they don't just go on their podcast and talk about it. They actually film themselves going out, reaching out, going to different neighborhoods, even celebrities. Now, this person is not a celebrity. This is just a regular, average Joe, everyday person, that has a family, that has a life to live, that has people out there that love them, that don't want to see them hurt themselves like that, and don't want to see them end themselves like that. And I will say this, please, everyone, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling alone, please, please, please try to reach out to counseling services, reach out to law enforcement, go to a hospital, check yourself in, and please try to get help for that. There is never a reason to end your life or cut your life early, cut your life short. So many people out here lose their lives tragically, suddenly, shockingly, and it just hurts more when, and I don't want to put a guilt trip, on people that suffer with mental illness and depression, because I know they've come to such a dark place mentally where they don't see any other way out. But there's always a way out. There's always light at the end of that tunnel. There's somebody out there that loves you. There's somebody out there that will potentially come to know you and love you. Don't cut your life short. Don't go. I know things are hard. Food is high. Jobs are being cut. People are being laid off. A lot of things are going on in the world. People are losing jobs left and right. People can't pay bills. People are, going from paycheck to paycheck. It's hard. But there is no coming back from unaliving yourself. There is not. And again, like I said, there's always a light at the end of that tunnel. There's somebody out there that loves you. A pet, a neighbor, a friend, a coworker, a child, a sibling, a family member, a spouse. God, there's someone out there that loves you. So please, 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 if you ever have any thoughts like that, please don't hesitate to call law enforcement, check yourself into a hospital, but please don't end it all, because you just cut your potential so short, and you never know what can be, what you can become past that situation. But again, shout out to Wallo for reaching out to that gentleman, and he actually talked to the man for about 2 hours, and he actually reached out to his family, and the family showed up on the bridge as well. And they, with the combination of the family and Wallo, the gentleman did not end his life. He did not jump off that bridge, and that is very commendable. That's very commendable of Wallo to really, really care about, someone else's life and try to talk them down and things like that. That's actually motivating and inspiring, that there is still some good in the world, and he cared about, his fellow human being enough. He's a stranger to him, but I'm pretty sure now they'll, have somewhat of a relationship or a rapport with one another. I'm pretty sure Wallow's going to check in on him and make sure, check on his mental health and things like that. Sometimes people have manic episodes. Sometimes people are schizophrenic, and, they're in a manic state and they don't even know what they're doing. So, again, prayers out to that gentleman that did not end his life. Thank God for that. So y'all throw some prayer hands in the chat. Throw some 100 signs in the chat for Wallo, because that's what's up. So I wanted to end it on a good note. I wanted to end the video on a great note. So that was really, really dope that Wallo was able to help that man and get through to him, that this is not the end of the world. It's not the end of the tunnel. It's not the end of the road for you. And you still have more life to live, and, you still have potential and things like that out there, and things to attain and things to acquire. So that's pretty dope. And I really encourage all of you, and I really implore all of you, if you know someone with mental illness, or someone that suffered, from mental illness, reach out to the person. Sometimes it just takes a text. How you doing? What's up? What's going on? It takes a phone call, just checking in. How you doing? And don't be afraid to let someone express their feelings, because sometimes that's therapeutic for them. Sometimes they need that. They need to talk, talk things out and things like that. And, just, check in with people. Check in with people, be a friend, and always ask somebody, what was a good part of that story? What was a good part of your day? Try to always end the conversation on a bright note. Try to always end the conversation, on a good memory or something like that, or something to that effect, because you want that to be like the lasting memory in someone's mind when they're going through tough times. And I understand everything can't be roses and peachy keen, and everything can't be 100% perfect. I just say try, as much as you can. But again, shout to Wallo and shout to that gentleman that did not take his own life. Shout to you, because that is brave. That is bravery to really, recognize, okay, this is not the answer. This is not the answer. And my thoughts and prayers goes out to everyone that knows someone or has had a loved one that were that did take their own lives due to maybe depression or mental illness and things like that. And I will definitely have phone numbers and resources in the bio of this video, suicide prevention hotlines and things like that, and counseling services and things like that. Just good resources to try to maybe get get somebody, direct them in the right path, or get them help and things like that. But I thank you guys, 110 Square. I appreciate y'all as always. Replay crew, make sure you smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe to the channels. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. And we out, y'all. And I'll check y'all in the next one. All right, y'all. 110 Crew, we out.